Sexual trauma can be devastating and can affect your lives for years if it's not treated. Janice Lee treats victims of sexual trauma with Tantra. She's here to tell us about how that works. First of all, Janice, thanks for joining us. What is Tantra?
Thank you for having me, Craig. What is Tantra? Tantra is a meeting of spirituality and sexuality. It is a much more deeper connection, a much more beautiful, solid, intimate way for two people to connect in a sexual and intimate manner.
And how do you use it to help people who've experienced sexual trauma?
Oh, a lot of women come to me for sexual trauma because they are unable to connect in a more deep physical manner. They've had sexual trauma. They have body image problems. They have feelings of unworthiness. They have problems with sex in general. And this happens if women have been sexually abused in some form. And it can be anything from just like sexual harassment, in the workplace or, with friends, or up to rape. So it depends on how severe it is, how it can be treated. Women tend to hold sexual trauma in our bodies, and that's why it is very hard for them sometimes to have an intimate sexual relationship. If it's being held in their body, sometimes there's a problem with it hurting. Sometimes there's a problem with the psychological. Sometimes there's a problem just having like an armor around their heart, not being able to open it up and feel love, worthiness, and their own sexuality.
So there, obviously sexual trauma for a reason. These traumatic experiences create, negative physical feelings about being intimate with people.
Yes, it does.
And what Tantra does, what I think I'm hearing you saying is it creates a new experience for them to relate to sex.
Yes, it does. It creates a beautiful experience. We call it in Tantra sacred sexuality. And what it does is it helps people, not just, women, but men too, have a safe portal for their sexuality. They release emotions. They are feeling vulnerable. They can feel like it's a safe place for them to fully open up sexually, physically, emotionally, and mentally.
And can you give me an example of how you do that?
There's a couple different ways of doing it. It depends on how much of a sexual trauma a person has gone through. I've used a combination of Reiki, because I'm a Reiki master, where I've held their womb and their heart and let the energy to start to flow. And once the energy starts to flow, then things start to come up. It starts to release from the body. Meditation helps because it slows down the way the person feels. It's like it just relaxes them. So when they're relaxed, they can release more. Breathing exercises. There's a few different types of breathing exercises that will bring up the sexual trauma so it can be released. And in certain cases, they would actually do a massage of the areas that have been had the sexual trauma to release the energy that's in their bodies.
And as you say, if they're holding it in their body, what you are doing is treating the body.
Yeah. Well, treating
Right.
the body, but also treating the mind too.
Right. Through the
Yeah.
body is
Through
what
the
I'm
body.
right. Okay. Just trying to get close to it. How, if people want to come to you for help in this area, how do they reach you?
They can reach me through LinkedIn. They can reach me through Conscious Vibrations Healing, info@CV Soul. I'm also on Facebook. I'm under Janice Lee. I'm also under Conscious Vibrations Healing and Heart and Soul Tantra on Instagram.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking to us about, solutions to an issue that can really affect someone's lives long term and negatively.
Yes.